Just 1 second. Okay. So for us, a transformation that is created is a valuable asset that should be shared into the community to do not reinvent the wheel every time. And so with this platform, we want to support this process of reuse, sharing of the transformation among the network and as well outside the network. We have here a list of functionalities of this platform that is devoted to the service registration. So we register transformation into the platform, the search of the services that has been registered before, and the invocation as well of them. In particular, for the service registration, we have the CRUD functionalities, create, delete, update, delete, that are allowed, let's say, guided by wizards. Here we are talking about semantic registration and semantic search and invocation. So creating a semantic description is not easy for a business user. You should be an expert in ontologies, and we do not want to limit the person that can use this tool, but we want to support the business user in creating this registration and search. And so we are allowing wizards. We are creating wizards and supporting the user into the entire creation of the registration, the search, and the invocation. About the search as well, we have templates as wizard to allow the creation of our goal. A goal is the search, as the keywords in semantic that you will see later on in the video. Of course, when you search, you don't have just one result, but we have a rank of results based on the semantic search from the exact match to the closest match. At the time you receive the service, you don't have just the description of the service, but you have as well the detailed information about the service. You have the possibility to execute some tests to understand if it's really the service you need, if it's working with your input and is providing the right output for you. And in the case you don't find the service, you can subscribe to the goal. So you have a search, you can do a search, you don't have any exact match, you have some similar service, but you are not satisfied with this search. You can subscribe yourself to this goal. So at the time a new service will be registered and will have an exact match with your goal, you will be notified by emails about this new service. As I said before, we have not just the search, but as well the invocation of the service. So at the time you find the service, you can do this test, you can download the virtual endpoint, and you can execute the service. We have a monitoring, of course, of the execution response time from the request to the answer. So at the time you have the endpoint, you have the virtual endpoint of the platform, but the real endpoint is still on the service of the creator of the transformation. So at the time you are invoking the service, you are actually invoking the virtual endpoint in the data interoperability platform, and this will be redirected to the real endpoint, and vice versa for the answer. This is the architecture of the tool. It's quite easy. You will see on the graphic user interface. You see from the left the person that is accessing via browser software as a service to the two interfaces for the service registration and execution. This graphic user interface calls a set of APIs that allow to interact with the core. The core is managing the registry of the web services, a semantic media wiki where to store the information about the tool, and internal database to, for example, manage the subscription of the events. These APIs can be called by the user via browser using the graphic user interface, but as well for an automatic system via SOAP invocation of these APIs. So this is the typical case of the invocation of the services. Human-based, you search for the service, you find the endpoint, you test it, When this is good, you download the endpoint and you invoke by an automatic system. Here we have a sort of complete stack in the enterprise interoperability field by the integration with other specific enablers that you will have in other webinars. The first is the collaboration platform, SE7, Specific Enabler Implementation 7. This is an internal number. So it's the collaboration platform business process management that you can find the picture in the below left corner. Bottom left corner, where you have a collaborative business process. At the time, as I said before, at the time you are collaborating, you have interoperability problems. You are working alone, you don't have any interoperability problem usually. So at the time in a business process you have a need for a transformation, you can solve this problem, creating a transformation by the metadata ontology semantic matching, bottom right part of the picture. That is another specific enabler from FITMAN. At the time you have created this transformation, you can register, semi-automatically register it into this specific enabler in the top part of the picture. That is the data interoperability platform. Then from the graphic user interface, you can search it, the third step, and then invoke it from the business process. This way you can solve this interoperability problem. Terms and conditions. This software is coming from an update and improvement of the COIN project. And so it will use the same license of it. We are thinking about to use the GPL license or LGPL. Anyway, this will be definitely open source, and you will have the link to download it. As well, you get probably a software as a service instance to register and search your transformations. Let's go now to the video demo, so the video of these functionalities, so service registration, service search, and service invocation. Before to start the demo, I would ask you if you have any burning question, please put it into the chat. I will answer now, otherwise I will. So you already have an FITMAN interoperability platform, right? Yes. This platform allows registration, search, and invocation of transformations, format transformations. But is not the entire world. So the question is, then what is about the FITMAN call? We'll need to use this platform. Okay, this is an important question. Okay, this is about transformation, format transformation, but not all the interoperability problems are just transformation of formats. So, of course, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, so substitute the specific enablers, but here we are talking about in the call about the different other interoperability problems about the platforms, about processes, etc. Are these SE using GS1 standards? No. We are not using GS1 standards. We are using WISMO and WISMIX. For more information, you can refer to what is in the FITMAN catalog and in the COIN project. Thank you. I have a question from Vadim Chiping. So message transformation considered to be solved? Yes. Well, format transformation. I don't know what you are meaning with the message. Message could be as well SMS message. Let's say format transformation. Okay. Let's go now to to the video, then I will come back to your question. Just let me see if I'm able to share my screen now. Share full screen. Okay. Could you write in the chat if you see the video on my screen? Whether or not you see. Okay, thanks. Okay, in this video, this very short video, I'm giving you an idea about how we can register a service and search and invoke it. So I'm starting to add a new service, and here you see I have a wizard of 5 steps to register it. First of all, I have to load the ontology. That we are still working on it, of course. Here we are simplifying the number of ontologies available. Here I have to import the enterprise interoperability ontology. And I'm starting to select the starting format and the ending format of the transformation. In this example, I'm registering a service able to transform the internal TXT format of a contact of a person into Microsoft Office. Actually, Microsoft Outlook format. So I'm sending as precondition TXT and XML, because this is an XML, and as postcondition Outlook and XML. Of course, here we are talking about some ontologies, and Outlook. In this case, I selected Outlook, but I can have different leaf, like Outlook 2003, 2010, that have slightly different formats. This is a very, very simple example. I'm now putting as well contacts as kind of business document. So I'm translating Outlook into Outlook XML contacts. What is as precondition is TXT XML contacts. I'm doing a transformation as postcondition. Third step is insert the annotation, so some information about it. As a web service. I can insert as well the price, and here is the semantic registration of my service. So I have here the full set of information about my service that I registered here. This is the registration process, takes a while. The video, maybe I can skip a few seconds. Okay, now I'm starting to search it. This is the complete list of the service, but okay, to prove that it's been registered. And this is the registration file that's internal to the platform, of course. And just to prove that has been registered. This is the other interface. When we have first step to search the service. Here I'm loading a template to simplify the search. This is the template for transformation. And here is the templates that allow me to, first of all, define which documents I want to transform. I'm selecting contacts from personal information from document taxonomy. Clicking on it, I have to select what is before and what is after the application of the service. So I'm sending from TXT non-standard to XML and XML to the format of Outlook, XML as well. And this is the answer, where I have three kind of answers: exact match, plugins, and subsumption. Exact match means that I have a 100% match with my request. I have plugin if the service is more specific in respect with the request. For example, here I'm looking for Outlook. If I have a transformation of Outlook 2003, the service is more specific. On the contrary, if I'm looking for a transformation from the format Outlook 2003 and I have registered the service as Outlook as a format, I have that the service is less specific with the request. As I said before, here I have some results and I can try the service to understand if it's what I really need. This is the example. Okay, this is an error because was the wrong file uploaded. So at the time you register the service, you haven't seen it before, but you can add some example file. So I'm selecting the contacts. You see here that is loaded the XML file with some data in it. And clicking transform, I launch the real service, and this is the final service. Sorry, the final file transformed. And of course, I can save that file. This way I can test this file, this transformation. Here I have as well list of subscription there. This is started again, so I can stop it. Let me come back to the presentation. Hope to be able to do it. Open presentation. Yes. Okay, so what you have seen is the complete set of service registration and service search, and a small service invocation by try-it service. Of course, this is not the final version of the system. We're still working on it to improve the tool, the functionalities, and for example, you haven't seen where we can save the file for the test, etc. But by the way, by the end of this month, we'll release the complete version of it. That's all for the presentation. Please, if you have any question, put in the chat. Seems no question. Hope because the tool is understandable. Okay, what is enable specific? Okay, it's a generic tool. In this case, what is specific is the ontology. So the ontology is for virtual factories, and so is a specific enabler of FITMAN, and as well developed into the context of the FITMAN project. Fano, yes, other ontologies can be loaded here. At the time you do the service registration, you have seen that you can select which ontology, and as well the template for the search can be tailored on one ontology or another. Vadim, how it is different from software platform? They were built more or less on the same time. So this is coming from the coin project, was more or less in the same years of software, a bit later. Software was more based on the service load balancing. I don't remember exactly, but was more on the service itself. This was a different approach, more at the semantic level, more in the interoperability among the platforms. So in the Coin project, we put a lot of attention in how the person can take advantages of that. So simplified approach, templates, um, in the way that was useful to business managers. So we haven't went so much in I will say sounds exactly the same for all goals. I'm happy to. So, the difference was that here we have attention to the user, to the companies, and a business user can use this tool, not a technician. This is the target. Jody, yeah. Um, Here, what we have, I show you the XML that you can download it to the test. So we just receive the response from the tool. We save it as file, textual file, and allow the user to download it in the test. So it's not actually an export, is a save and export of the result. So if the service returns XML, you will save XML. If returns a CSV file, you will save CSV file or whatever. Depends of the service, what the service returns. Okay, Vadim, it's okay. You have my email. Actually, I have to say that my name is Michele with an E at the end. I wrongly inserted the name in the presentation. I'm terrible, sorry. Any other question? Seems that there are no other questions. Anyway, my mail is my name dot my surname at txtgroup.com. So I can answer in other by mail to any other question if you comes up with it later on. So if there are no other questions, I will close this webinar. I thank you for coming and attending and for your question. Hope to be clear in the exposition of the tool. And okay, stay tuned with FITMAN, and I will upload new information on the FITMAN catalog about the tools. Thank you. Bye. Okay, I will try to upload it into the FITMAN catalog. You're welcome. Bye bye.